Welcome back to RuralVacantLand.com, where we have fun buying and selling land. This is Luke Smith, and today I'd like to talk to you about mailers. I've sent a lot of mail out in the past, guys. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of offers, and a mailer is like an offer. It's just a cash offer. It says a piece of paper. It says, "Hey, I want to buy your land or your asset or whatever it is." And then, land in my case, I want to buy it. Here's how much I'm willing to pay. I'll make it really easy for you. Just sign here, and I'll get you the money real quick, painless. Least paperwork possible. I'll just make it really easy for you to sell me sell me your asset. And some people, just like they'd have a garage sale, they want to get rid of stuff. They want to clean out their garage. They want to make life simpler. They want to put it out on the street. They don't even want to bother doing the garage sale. They just want to get rid of stuff. And somebody's asking them to buy their stuff, right? And so they don't care so much about price. They care about getting rid of that stuff. They want to get it out, get it gone, get it out of their life. Maybe they inherited it. Maybe they bought it a long time ago. Their life changed, whatever. They just want it out of their life. And they're ready to sell. They're don't wanters. And so statistically, there's a fraction of don't wanters in the marketplace. And I'm trying to find those don't wanters, the people that don't want their assets, and I want them. And I'm willing to give them cash, and they can get it. They can get rid of it to me, and I'll make it really easy for them. I won't bug them and hassle them and whatever they think is wrong with it, right? And so statistically, I send out hundreds of thousands of those things. And the more of them I send out, the more deals I get back. And I buy those properties, I put them up on the website, and then they sell. And I buy some more, and I put them up on the website, and they sell because they're the cheapest ones in the marketplace, right? So I've been doing that for a couple of years. And last year, I was reading this book. It's by Jeff Walker, and it's a marketing book, and my little sister gave me. She's into all kinds of internet marketing stuff, and she's just got the passion, right? She's like, "You got to check out this book." And so I started reading the book. It's a really simple book, and it's called Launch. And so my sister's really into launching products on the internet or services and stuff. And so I'm reading this, and one of the ideas that he had that stuck to me the most reading the book was sell it before you make it. I'm like, sell it before I make it. Geez, that doesn't sound right. But he said, in internet marketing, you're going to come up with a pitch, sales pitch, and you can have the pre-marketing and the marketing, and a lot of the feedback you get off the marketing before you go make that product or make that service helps you tailor that service to what people want. And when you do that, you can hit the marketing a lot more accurately, and you can sell a lot more, and you can, la da 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 da. That's the basis of the book, broken down to like one line: sell it before you make it, right? And so I said, okay. I was doing this live show, YouTube live show Monday mornings. I used to do them every Monday morning. I haven't been keeping up with them recently, just because too many balls to juggle. And so I got on there, and I said, okay, I'll sell some mailers. And mailers, to me, are the riskiest part of the business of buying and selling land. It's the riskiest thing because you're spending money, you're buying data, you're buying postage and that kind of stuff, services to get it out and get it into the mail and get these cash offers out to people. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to scrub the data and to understand it, make a cognitive, accurate approach on pricing land. And people ask me all the time, how do you price? Where did you get the price of your offers and stuff? I mean, lots of times it's kind of like this. Other times it's lots of data sets. Other times it's trades I've done in the area, and I'm going off the back of the numbers of those trades, or I'm downloading the data and I'm looking at what other people are trading, and I get more data than everybody else, and I try to understand that data better than everybody else and use that to price my mailers. And I've gotten better. I believe I've gotten better and more accurate at doing that over time. The more mailers I've sent, the more responses I get. And I keep testing different things, testing it this way and that way, and getting more accurate, and they get better and better. So in this live talk I was doing, I said, I will partner with you. I will do the work. I will scrub the data. I'll come up with the ideas. The areas to target. I'll do the marketing of the land. I'll do the due diligence on the land. I'll take the calls. I'll finance it if needs be. I'll do basically everything. All you have to do is put up the money for the mailer. And what I will share with you at that time, I was sharing 50% of the profits after all the cost of this stuff. And I charged them $1 per mailer. $1 equals one mailer. It doesn't cost me $1 per mailer, but it's if you price time in there, it's going to be way more than $1. But just the cold hard cost of the thing, it's 60, 70 cents at that time is kind of what I was figuring my cost was per mailer, and so $1 gives me a little room for error. And so I said, for every $1 you send me, I'll send out one mailer. I said minimum $1,500, because statistically you got a better shot at getting a deal if you get make 1,500 offers, not 500 or 1,000. But 1,500 is better. 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 is probably much better at getting deals and making it totally profitable trade. But I didn't think anybody would go for it, because I was reading the book the night before, and I made the sales pitch the next morning, and I wasn't really that ready for it. And I was pleasantly surprised. People sent a lot of money. And so I said, wow, I'll do it again. The next week I did it again. And people sent even more money. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the trust. I said, I started calculating it, and it's like, how many mailers am I going to have to send to put all this to work? Like, oh my gosh, this is more mail than I've ever sent in the history of sending mail. I got to cut this off, So I killed it. Like, don't send me any more money. No. And I sent some people's money back. It's like, I can't do any more of this. It's too much. And so the ones that I got, I started working on them. And I figured I'll just send more mail. I'll just keep sending mail. And what happened was, it's always a learning curve, right? Life's a learning curve. I get beat around the street of hard knocks. And so I started sending mail. And I started sending a lot more mail, and just like statistics, it started ending up with a lot more deals, and a lot more deals means a lot more due diligence, and a lot more due diligence means I'm buying a lot more paperwork, I'm finding a lot more deeds, I'm making a lot more calls, I'm hiring a lot more picture people. The picture people are going everywhere, sending me bills after bill after bill after bill on due diligence. I'm paying for due diligence on properties I'm not buying, and I'm paying for more due diligence than the people sending money for the mail. But live and learn, right? And so kept sending mail, started doing some of the deals, trying to keep up as best I could. I started figuring I'm going to need a better way to do this. I'm going to need more technology. I'm going to need more people. I'm going to need more on multiple fronts. And while I was processing on that and working on that, some of the people that sent money in for the mail, they're asking for refunds. They're irate, they're mad. They sent me money, and I'm like, I didn't get all their mail out yet. And to me, it's like I'm trying to do my best to get the mail out there and the most accurate and be ready to respond to what comes in and everything. And I just can't do that much at the same time. And so I gave those people refunds. And later on, I got it in. I started making databases. I got the technology going, and the deals kept happening. And so a lot of the people that gave refunds, those were the ones that had the best deals. I was really surprised. Like, oh, I refunded them. I guess that's my deal. I refunded that guy too. That's my deal. And so the refunds, that's totally fine. It all works out. But the people that stuck with it, I've been sending out checks for the ones that have gone full circle. I've got a lot of properties that are still up for sale that they haven't got checks yet. I got a lot more properties in due diligence that I'm trying to push through the pipelines to get up for sale and run full circle to send those people checks. And I've got more mail to send out that I haven't sent out for those people. And I'm staffed up, I'm technologied up to keep track of these things. People get updates along the way as people are responding with the middle finger through whatever language they're speaking, or they're saying yes. You can see that kind of response to your mailers, and you can see the statistics on it. And I can do reports on it at the drop of a hat in the middle of a phone call if I have to or want to. And it's a lot easier to keep track of everything now, and I can see what's going on. And I'm quite proud of that system. It makes it a lot easier to send a lot more mail, and it makes it easier to track the old stuff. It makes it easier to say, these people didn't want the offers in the past. Let's not send them new offers. And these people were kind of, let's just keep sending them offers. And these people, they said yes, but their property is just like, we don't want that thing. Let's not even bother sending them offers again. So I got all kinds of data. Like, my database is getting awesome to send more offers, more offers, more offers. So I can raise the prices, I can lower the prices. A lot of people say you raise the prices. I'm like, not necessarily. It might be better to lower the prices on some of them. Maybe raise it, and then do a lower one. So watch. That's when people trade. I used to be a stockbroker. People don't trade on the up. They trade when the thing changes to the downside, 5, 10, 20%. Volume goes crazy, right? Works in real estate too. So that's the idea. I've been building up my systems, building up the infrastructure, the architecture to do a lot more of these trades. I got more people answering the phones. I got more boots on the ground in multiple fronts to help due diligence these properties. And I've learned so much by doing a lot more of these deals. And I also figured that the size of the deals I was doing in the past didn't work so well when I'm using other people's money to do mailers and other people's money to pay for these deals, because I start getting so many deals, I got to use other people's money to pay for them too, right? So with multiple partners involved in the properties, what's left over gets to be not much money compared to the deal. So I've been upsizing the size of the deals too. So changing multiple facets of the business to make it much more of a business. And it's getting there, and I'm presenting it now in this video and opening up an invitation to you to check out my website. So I updated the website. Let's jump in there. Just like 10 minutes ago. So here at the top of the website, there's a new tab that says services. And there's a tab under here that's consulting. I'll get to that soon in another video that just started a week or so ago, or 2 weeks or something. People already started signing up. But this one is mailers. So I've got a new tab under here called mailers. And the mailers part of it, we'll click on it and make sure it works. Right now it's just a bunch of a bunch of data or a bunch of writing. And so if you like to read, go read it, great. I'll put a link in the bottom of this, in the description of this video, take you back to the website, or go to RuralVacantLand.com and find this. I'll put this video at the top of this page too. And so it goes through the same story that I'm telling you in this video, and it gets down to the hook, if you will, in the middle of the page. Maybe I should point it out some more. It's got my name and address in there. It says if you want to sign up for some of these mailers, send a check. This time I'm asking for a check. I'm not opening it up on credit card processing because I'm worried that the credit card processing doesn't cover this kind of transaction. So it says that stuff right here, right? Disclosing everything on this page. And then it asks for a couple things. So if you're sending money for mailers, I want some information from you to do this. I want your name, your name, make me hopefully your name so I can address you too. If you want to put it in a company, great, but your name, some of the people send money and I just get a company, I don't know who I'm talking to. So I'd like to know who I'm talking to or who I'm doing business with, who you are, your company, if you're using a company. It doesn't have to be a company. Address, what address, a mailing address. I need a mailing address. I had people send money in the past and they didn't send me any information. I don't know what to do. Phone number, so I can call you. That's in the list. Basic phone number, right? Email. I'm still old school. I like to use the phone a lot. So email, this email is where the automated updates are going to go. I'm going to put this email into my databases, and this email is it's a core piece of the communication, so you'll get updates along the way as this is going on. And when you see deals come through and they're accepting it and we're doing the paperwork and it looks like it's going, you see all the due diligence we're doing on the property and you're like, wow, I really want that one. I'm like, I want to finance it too. I don't want somebody else to finance it. Chime in, say, Luke, let me finance that thing. And great. We'll sign you up for the financing. We could probably do part if you don't have the money or don't want to do all of it. We could probably do the rest of it with you, or find somebody else who can or wants to, depending on the deal and the terms and everything. So phone number, email, finance, 1099. So I didn't ask for this last time. So lots of these deals, it's more money than, I don't want to pay tax on your money, so I want to 1099 you. So I want your 1099 information. 1099 is an American tax report. When I pay over, I think it's $600 or maybe it's $700 this year or whatever, I'm supposed to 1099 you. I'm supposed to give you this tax return or this tax report that says I paid you something. And it's got to have your social security number or your employer identification number on there, your tax identification number for your company or for yourself, whatever name you want to get this money in. And so I want to put that on a 1099. I got a bookkeeper that can, she'll keep making these as the deals come through. I'm going to try to get the title companies to pay you. I'm going to try to do the paperwork to get the title companies to pay you. Lots of times I get the title companies to pay you. That's great. But sometimes some of the title companies won't do it that way. They don't want to do the tax stuff. And they pay us or they pay the investor, wherever the money goes, and we got a 1099. So if the investor's getting the money, I might have them pay you and help them 1099 you, or they pay me and I 1090, whatever, you'll get it one way or the other. The other piece of information I'd like to know on there is your experience. So I would be preferable if you got some kind of experience and knowledge in land and some kind of background, something you've been doing some deals, been watching the deals, you get some education. If you don't, I guess, tell me that, and it'll probably be, I'll try to educate more along the way too. So stuff like landacademy.com, if you go to Land Academy, do their education programs, they teach you a lot about trading land. You get to know a lot of the ins and outs. You could go to landinvestors.com. It's a good website. You can learn a lot of stuff about land. We're doing deals and you don't understand the language or the why we're doing something or how or something. There's a lot of that information's there, and I'll try to answer the questions along the way too as much as I can. But I think the experience, I'd like to know your experience level. If you could just put a little bio thing in there with the money you send, that'd be great. Yeah, so then it gets into, I'm going to keep the same ratio for now. I might change it later, but for now I'm asking for $1 per one mailed cash offer. So if you send in, you don't send in $1. Each one of these have minimums, but for every $1 you send in, that's how many offers, however many dollars you send in, that's how many offers I'll mail out for you. And I forgot to say, like the old ones, the old guys, I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to do this in the future, but the old guys that did round one of mailers that didn't get any deals, I'm going to send more. I am sending more mail than they paid for, if you will. $1 per mailer. They'll end up getting more mail than that $1, like the extra money. I'm trying to cheat a little bit and make sure they get a deal, if you will. So I might do that with new mailers too, and the cushion helps me do that. But $1 per mailer is what you're buying. If you get more than that, it's because the mailers were awful and I'm feeling sorry for you. Okay, so then it says pick the mailer. So in this time around, I'm making options so you can choose the mailers. And this is just a bunch of data in the background, so I'm going to change the screen over. But if you go look at that website, and I'll put the link below, you can pick one of the mailers. So there's mailers down below, or you can pick a couple mailers. And I've got some different payout numbers on each one. So take a look at it. There are different risk reward potentials. I'll go through some of them that are on the screen right now, and I think these are going to change over time, but these are kind of the ones that are on the screen right now. And if this video is up over time and these ones I'm talking about are missing, it's because they've been funded and they're either I paid them out or somebody else paid them out and they're gone and I'm not offering them anymore. But right now, one of the ones I was just going to leave up there is a generic mailer. So a generic mailer is what I did in the past. It's we pick what and where to mail. So I mean, I'll take my best ideas, what I'm working on at the time, and what I know and where I see the opportunities, risk reward kinds of opportunities, and mail the offers. And they might be for bigger dollar deals, they might be for smaller dollar deals, but where I think it's going to make sense to pull these off and make a trade, I'll go for them. So in the generic ones, I've got it on the website's 50% payout. So for profits after the cost. And so after the cost, including, there's all kinds of things that go into these trades. So it's 50% of the profits that I would get, back to my company. Not 50% of the profits of the buying and selling, because there's financing costs in there. We pay for, we'll probably have realtors cooked in there. We'll have title people cooked in there. I think I'm starting to hire architects on some of these deals. You can sell the picture of what the architect draws instead of what's really there on the property. County reports, some of these deals I've been starting to buy reports that show it's the lot's legal, or I'm getting environmental reports, like the guy comes out, walks around the property, makes sure there's no critical areas and stuff like that from the county that makes the properties more marketable in the future. So hiring picture guys, financing is probably the biggest cost, the cost of getting somebody to finance these higher risk trades. And that could be you too. I mean, you could cut that cost out. I'll just, you get paid instead. So that's 50% of the profits after all those costs are cooked in. And then, so the next one I got on the board right now is Hawaii, Big Island, Hawaii. I've done numerous mailings in Hawaii in the past, and these aren't in like priority order. These are just on the board. I've done mailers there in the past for smaller dollar ones, like self-financed, buy, sell. But I haven't done the bigger dollar ones that probably take more due diligence to pull off, like maybe waterfront, oceanfront, looking at the ocean, green parts of the island instead of the volcanic side, like the more attractable stuff that people really love to dream about going and retiring on, right? So those kinds of properties, I got boots on the ground, they're ready to go. I was asking for a 50% payout on that and $1,500 minimums. I was asking for $1,500 minimum on the generic ones too. I put Washington mobile homes up there. I've been doing some mobile homes in Washington. The basic idea is you bid cash price for the mobile homes, cash, land cash prices, and you get land with a mobile home on it. Maybe it's livable, maybe not. Maybe you got to haul it away. Maybe you let the buyers haul it away. But the land is more tested and proven ahead of time when it's already got a mobile home on there. They probably put it on there in the 60s or 70s or something, and they picked out the best looking properties at that time. Not the swamps, not the ones you can't get to, not the weird ones that come back in today's mailers of vacant land, but the choicer properties. It's already built, it's already got utilities, and it can work. So I think you get some nice properties out of that. I'm asking for a $3,000 minimum purchase on that because I think it takes more mailers to get the deals there. And I'm asking for a 40% payout on it because I think a lot of times the dollar sizes of the trade they could be over 100 grand payout on one of those. So 40% is still a lot. Oregon mobile homes, same idea as the Washington ones. I'm asking $3,000 minimum buy-in on that mailer or those mailers. It'll be a series of mailers through the places with the shortest days on market through the market. So 40% payout, $3,000 minimum. California mobile homes, I'm asking for, again, 40% payout, $3,000 minimum. The California ones, it's a lot harder to kick people out or to evict people out of the mobile homes. And I think we'll get more price differentials because of that. Lots of times you mail these mobile homes, and people that get back to you are people that have a problem tenant, and they'd rather just sell you the thing with a problem tenant at the low price than deal with the tenant. And we can just hire property management companies to go through the process and move the tenant out. But you just got to price in the timeline of it in California versus Oregon and Washington are a lot shorter than California. But we can also offer cash for keys and stuff like that too, get creative, see if we can bribe them out of there. So that one I was asking $3,000 minimum, 40% payouts. And then another one I got on there is repricing old data. This is one of my favorite kinds of mailers. I've got this sweet database, right? I've been working on this database like crazy. And we've got all kinds of responses from yes, no to you can't say it in public kinds of responses, everything in between. And we can use that data to go send out more mailers and get more accurate, either higher prices, lower prices, just repricing old data. I've got data feeds from the U.S. Postal Service to update their addresses if they've moved or if they're on vacation or whatever's going on with their addresses. And that gets a lot of them too. So I think I get more accurate data than the county's got. And so some people are worried about people moving around after when the data gets old, but I've got a solution to that. And you don't want the ones that have just traded recently anyway. You want the ones that have been the person's owned forever. It's going to be the same owner that owns them forever, just might have a new address. I can rejig the old data, send them new offers, and get lots of deals. So that one I was asking for 40% payout, and $3,000 minimum. And then underutilized properties. This is one of my this is one of my favorites. I'm newer to this. This isn't just running the old gig over and over again. This is a newer gig. So this one is, I think, a lot higher risk, higher reward play. And it's so underutilized properties. Underutilized properties to me, and this will change over time as I get more sophisticated, but in my level where I see the opportunity in underutilized properties in San Diego, for now I'm working in San Diego, work other cities over time, but in San Diego, going very specific zoning, I look at stuff that's for sale on like LoopNet.com. You can do this in your city too if you want. If you're learning about land trading, you're trying to do your own trades and everything, you're just trying to steal my ideas, that's fine. Maybe you'll come back to me with some knowledge you learn off yours. But so what I'm doing is I look at LoopNet and look at what's for sale and how they're doing it. And then they say the zoning that they're looking at and what they can do with that zoning. And then they give you the whole sales pitch, lots of times the whole deck of what the sales pitch is in the area. And lots of times in that deck, like their presentation slides of that property or that pitch, they've got comps and other trades of the area that has the same kind of zoning, the same kinds of things going on, the same plays. And it's not just zoning, it's not just the size of the property, it's not just the location, but you got to start looking into stuff like mass transit areas, and if it applies to like subsidized housing or not, or low income housing, or if there's rules in the area that let you do micro units or smaller units, and basically looking for areas where there's typically a house or like a 1 unit kind of thing on the property, and it could be a 5 or a 10 or a 15 or a 20 unit complex, because today the yields are the lowest, the market's the juiced up, most primed in the multifamily space. And so everybody wants multifamily. They want an apartment complex that's supposed to be the sweet yield and the sweet spot to be in the market for all kinds of promotions that are going on right now in lots of different ways, whether they're real or not. A lot of money stacked up on multifamily. So if we can find or make multifamily and deliver it to them, it should be an easy sale, right? So these houses that are in areas that could be smaller multifamily projects, I think are quite interesting. So we could buy a house from like the 1920s, for example, and a little bungalow, ugly thing, who cares what the house looks like. The property could have a 15 unit apartment complex on it, and you could rent them out, or somebody could condo them off and sell the units. We'll leave that up to the builder, but basically we go through the data and find that kind of property and make them a cash offer on their house. And then, if they accept it, we buy the thing, and then we hire an architect to draw up pictures of what could be built on that property. The 15 unit complex, for example, it might be 5 stories high when the houses next door are 1 story, or whatever the story is, right? But you maximize the use of that property. You go from very small utilization to very high utilization. And you paint that picture, and you get a professional broker that sells those kinds of properties and knows who likes to build them and knows the guys in the area that makes them happen, and can confirm your analysis of the property and the architect's analysis of the property. The architect does the most analysis of the roof setbacks and how many parking spaces you need and how many square foot per unit and all that. All that's the codes you have to meet. They draw all that stuff up and they say this is what you could build, and a good architect makes it really, really efficient and paints a picture of it, and then the broker goes sells that to the marketplace for us. And there's a big spread in there, and so I think the spread in there could be something that's really worth chasing. I think it's a lot more data, a lot more scrubbing, a lot more work, but I think it's could be a really big spread, could be a lot of fun. So I'm asking for where is it here, 25% payout on those and a $500 minimum, because there's not as many of them to go around. So it's not so much the dollars to pay for the mail. It's if we get one, it's higher risk, might not get any at all. So you can do smaller dollars, but you don't get as much of a percentage payout. But I think the dollar payout is going to be a lot bigger. Then I got some commercial properties. And the basic idea behind these commercial properties, if you're sending out mailers and stuff, you should probably be doing this too, is the commercial properties, you know, people are always asking me about the land that I'm selling, which is residential. It's residential land, residential land, residential land. Can I build this? Can I build that? Can I build all this stuff that they want to make on the residential land? The local rules and regulations don't let them, because they usually want them to build a 2-bedroom or, you know, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, typical housey house that you'd find in suburbia. And I don't know if we always need more and more and more and more of those. There's other things that could be built in the marketplace that help round out the marketplace, like these multifamily complexes, or like a place to fix cars, or a place to build something, manufacture something, sell something, whatever it is you want to do, whatever your business is, or your idea and your dream is. Maybe it's a racetrack or something. I don't know. All that stuff can be done on commercial industrial properties depending on the local regulations. There's a lot more probable chance that it can be done. And so I haven't been mailing those in lots of these areas in the past, and I think I should be mailing them in the future. And I think the spreads seem to be a lot bigger, because you can take them from non-marketed properties and turn them over to the marketed properties. So when we use professional brokers that know the businesses of the area, that really understand that marketplace and the use of a property like this really well, they can market the thing for top dollar and get it sold. Or we can go buy it from people who don't know anything about the property, or maybe they do and they don't care, and we give them cash real quick and they don't have to go through the whole process of selling the thing. And so we can take the difference out of offering people cash and having somebody go market it properly. And I think that could be a really nice trade on the commercial and industrial properties. So I'm asking for a $1,500 minimum on that, and 35% payout of the profits on those deals. So I think it's going to be a lot of due diligence on those things. But I think the dollar payouts will be really hefty on them, probably more than the 50% payout ones I'm talking about. So there's the ideas. There's the mailers, and again, I'm selling them before making them. If a bunch of people go after one or the other, we'll just do a lot more of that than the others. And that's the idea. I get a little help on picking what we should go after with the money that comes in to go after these. If any money comes in at all, I'll leave it up to you guys. That's the fun of it. I think the fun part of buying and selling land is sharing these deals with you, sharing these ideas. I have a lot more ideas than this than I put on the website that I'm grinding through in the background on other mailers. And I'm sure I'll put more of them on there over time. So if you're watching this video and all these ones I just talked about are done and gone, look at what's on the website of what's currently up. It doesn't say sold out or gone or marked off. And also let me know if you have ideas of other mailers. I mean, I'm willing to throw ideas back and forth too, and say, hey, I've already done that, or I learned a lot from doing that, or that's a good idea. Maybe we can do it this way or that way, make it better. Yeah, feel free to let me know. There's comments down below. It'd be great. Hit me up in the comments. I reply to lots of the comments in social media and YouTube and TikTok too. I've been using TikTok a lot. My TikTok is at RuralVacantLand.com is my TikTok username. You can direct message me there. I'm on TikTok lots of times. I'm not on the phone. That's a good place to get me as well. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to start doing some mailers with you, and see you in the next one. Bye.